guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's look is going to be on this bronze makeup look that I have here with my friend Alexis, and then of course with Bentley as always. So let's just jump right into this tutorial. So the first product we're going to be using is the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm, and this is going to act as a primer and a moisturizer. So we're going to go ahead and apply this all over her face. And then we're just going to rub this into the skin. Everywhere. Lighter than her skin tone. And I'm going to take a Morphe flat concealer brush. And I'm just going to apply this light concealer underneath her brow. And then onto her eyelid, because this is going to act as a primer for her eyeshadow that we're going to be doing. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, my Holy Grail sponge, and I'm going to take the small side and I'm just going to blend this out. And don't worry about it not blending into the skin right now because it will blend in later. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Wet n Wild contouring palette, and this is in the color Dulce Dos Leche. And I'm going to go ahead and take a Tarte two-sided brush, and I'm going to take this light shade, and this is just going to set the concealer we just applied all over the eye. So then after we went ahead and sent that, I'm going to be using two palettes on our eyes today, and they are the Revolution Chocolate palettes. This is Naked Chocolate, and this is Pink Fuzz. So I'm going to be taking both these palettes. So I'm going to be taking, let's see what palette I want to take first. I'm going to take this pink palette first. And I'm going to be using the color Drink, and it is this color right here, this really light brown shade, and I'm going to use this as a transition color to start giving her eyes definition. So we're going to go ahead and just in circular motions blend this into the crease. And what's good about these shadows is they're really blendable. These palettes are affordable. You can just order them on Revolution London's website. So after we went ahead and blended that into our crease, I'm going to be taking that same palette, the pink one, and I'm going to be taking a Morphe angled blending brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and start darkening up her color. So I actually lied, I'm not going to use this palette. I'm going to use the Naked Chocolate palette because it has more browns in it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shade that's a little bit darker than the transition color, and we're just going to start building it up. So I'm going to take this to her lower crease, and I'm just going to start blending. And you want to do circular motions. And this is in the color, Top El Rope. It's like a mauve brown shade. So then with that same brush, we're going to keep darkening it up. So I'm going to take the color in Milky, and I'm going to take the color Sweet Shop, and then after into her outer crease, I'm going to take Chocolate Fest. So we're going to go in with Milky first, and it's like a purpley brown shade. And then we're just going to start doing it for her inner creases, and then just start blending. So then now we're going to go into Sweet Shop, and that's more of an orangey brown with that same brush, and we're just going to start blending outer. So instead of taking Chocolate Fest like I told you I was going to take, I'm going to take that later on. So you'll see that later on in the crease. But I'm going to be taking Devine, and it's a really shimmery brown bronzy tone. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to go ahead and take my BH Cosmetics flat shader brush with some Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And I'm taking this brush by BH Cosmetics. It's 103. So I'm just going to go ahead and dampen my brush. And then take that color Devine. And I'm just going to pack this onto her lid. So then after that, I'm going to go ahead and just take a blending brush from Morphe. And I'm going to take that Chocolate Fest color, that really dark brown. And I'm going to take this really deeply, but light-handed, on her corner right here of her eye, so her outer corner. And you want to do basically like a 3 shape. And circular motions. And this is just going to darken the eye to make it look more smoky. And the glitter is going to stand out more. So as you can tell the difference, it has more definition in this eye than this eye. But you could totally leave it like that too. And these shadows, to be quite honest, as you can tell, really don't fall out on the face, so we don't need to wipe off any fallout on her eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and put these palettes away for now. And I'm going to go ahead and take foundation next. I'm going to be taking the Jouer Matte Moisturizing Tinted. And this is in Beige Natural. And I'm going to be mixing it so it's not so dry. I'm going to be taking Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. And this is in Y325. So I'm going to be mixing the two together. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply 1 pump of each on my hand. And I'm literally gonna take my blending brush we used earlier and take the back of it and just go ahead and blend this foundation together. So it's gonna give her more of a full coverage look, even though she doesn't need it, but who doesn't love a flawless face? So I'm gonna go ahead and just start dotting this onto her skin. Oops, I got some foundation in my eyebrow. I will clean that up later, but I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty sponge once again, and I'm going to go ahead and just dab this into her skin. So after that, we're going to go ahead and take that same Morphe brush that we used earlier, and I'm going to be taking the Revolution Ultra Base Correcting Palette, and it basically is just a bunch of rainbow colors. And I'm going to take that same flat shader brush. That's a concealer brush. And I'm going to be taking, if you can tell, she has a little bit of redness in her skin. So I'm going to be taking one side with this green shade because it's going to cancel out her red. And then I'm going to take it just wherever she has redness. So her cheeks are really, her cheeks are really red. A little bit on her forehead and a little bit around her mouth. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender once again. And I'm just going to go ahead and dab this into the skin. And don't worry about your skin being green, or her skin being green. It's going to blend out right now when I put the leftover foundation I have on the back of my hand. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the extra foundation that we used from earlier. I have a little bit more on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that over the green that we just did to cancel out her red. And so just going to make sure everything's blended and that it gives her a more flawless finish so she doesn't lose the red. And as you can tell, she doesn't have any more redness in her skin. So now I'm going to be taking that same palette with the same brush, but I'm going to take the opposite side that we didn't use the green on. And I'm going to be taking the salmon color, and this is just going to take away from darkness underneath the eyes. So we're just going to be applying this under the eyes. And you don't want to go too far down with this. You want to literally just leave it where you can see the darkness. So then we're going to go ahead and take our beauty blender and then blend that out. And this is just going to brighten everything. And remember, you just never want to leave this under your eyes by itself. You want to go ahead and take a light concealer. So the same light concealer I have on the back of my hand from earlier that we used on our eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take that concealer with that brush from Morphe, the concealer brush. I just wiped off whatever products we just used. And now I'm going to use the concealer with it. So I'm just taking this light concealer and I'm going to be applying it to the highest points of her face. So underneath her eyes, her forehead, the bridge of her nose, her cupid's bow, the sides of her mouth, and her chin. And then the same beauty blender. Beauty blenders are live. We're going to go ahead and blend these out. So then after we went ahead and blended all that out, I'm going to go ahead and take that Wet n Wild contour palette. And I'm just going to take this plain black powder brush and I'm going to take that white color that we used to set in her eyes. And I'm going to go ahead, open your eyes, I'm going to go ahead and apply this where we applied the concealer so it sets everything. Nothing creases throughout the day and she doesn't look too shiny. You want to look dewy but not oily. I'm just going right ahead and setting this. And I'm not doing this really precisely because we want this to look full coverage but not crazy where you bake in everything. So I just went ahead and applied that to your face. And then I'm going to go ahead and take another powder with that same powder brush. And this is the Makeup Forever Pro Finish. And this is in 120. And I'm taking this to all the areas I applied the foundation. Because as you can tell, it's darker than the leaves underneath her eyes. And we're just going to dab this into the skin. You never want to rub because it leaves you lines and it takes off all the foundation you used under your makeup, and all you're trying to do is set it. So after we set that, we're going to go in with that Wet n Wild contour palette once again, and I'm just going to be taking an angled brush with that contour shade that's in this palette, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to the hollows of her cheeks. And this is going to give her definition in her face. It's going to bronze her up. And then I'm going to apply it to her forehead. And this is going to make it appear like she has a really, really, really small forehead. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this under the jawline. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and just make sure it's blended underneath her jawline. And then after we did that, I'm going to go ahead and take a blending brush, that same contour shade, and we're going to contour her nose. Then you want to take that same contour shade into your eyes, because you want the nose to look like you got a nose job. A nose job. But you don't want it to look fake. And then a beauty blender just to make sure it blends out. And then now we're going to go ahead and go in with blush. And I'm taking my Revolution blush palette. And I'm going to be taking this natural shade here with my Molly two-sided brush. And then I'm just going to be applying this to the apple of her cheeks. So smile for me. And this is just going to give her a flush to her cheeks so she doesn't look too bronzy and it all blends. And then I would take the blush up to the forehead, the nose, just so everything blends. So after that, we're going to go back into the eyes. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. And this is the BH Cosmetics 101 brush. And I'm going to be taking the pink palette again. And I'm going to be taking this white shimmery shade. And this is in the color, oops, it's backwards, the color Bubbles. And I'm just going to apply this into her tear duct. And this is just going to brighten up her eyes and give the look just some extra. Just like an extra pop. So I'm going to go really heavily with this color. This is actually my favorite color. It reminds me of Nylon Matte, but it has more of a white and not so much of a yellow tone. So I really, really like this shade. So then after I did that, I'm going to go ahead and take a pencil brush from BH Cosmetics. This is the 105 brush. And I'm going to be taking the transition shade we took in her eyes earlier, Open Up. And I'm going to take this onto her lash line. Don't tear. And then I'm going to be taking this dark shade. And this is in Pop. And it's a really dark brown shade. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this. So what you want to do when you're doing your friend's makeup is try not to poke her in the eye with this brush because it really hurts and I just poked her. So now I'm going to go ahead and take mascara onto her bottom lashes because we're basically done with the eyes. So I'm going to be taking this Pure Fully Charged mascara. And I'm just going to go ahead and crouch down here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this onto her bottom eyelashes. And you want to give them a good coat because we're going to be applying falsies. Now we're going to go ahead and apply lashes, and these are the Angel Lash 100% human hair in black, and these are the 523s, and I'm just taking some hair adhesive glue and some tweezers. So I'm just going to go ahead and take them out of the package and apply them to her eyes. Now I'm going to go back in with the mascara we used earlier, and I'm just going to blend in the falsies with her real lashes. So just open wide for me. And I'm just applying this to the bottom so it all blends. So after that, we're going to go in with my favorite part. We're going to go in with highlight. So I'm going to be taking my Molly two-sided brush here, which looks like that. Then I'm going to take my Becca Champagne Pop. And I'm going to take Smashbox Full Finish Primer Water. And I'm just going to really spritz the brush because it gives you a more metallic look on your cheeks. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to the high point of her cheek. Same thing on the other side. Her nose, her cupid's bow, and a little on her forehead. And then I'm just going to take my brush and make sure everything's blended on the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and wet her face. So I'm going to set it now with Smashbox Full Finish Primer Water. Now we're just going to wet her face. So now while she just lets that sit until it dries, I'm going to be applying lipstick next. And I'm going to be taking the Milani lip liner in Spice, which is number 9. So I'm going to line her with this, and then I'm going to be taking the the Tarte Gloss Lip Paint, and this is in Snap. So this is the finished look. It's really bronzy. You can wear it for summertime glam, and the lips isn't doing too much, but it just gives you that pop of color to match the eyes. So yeah, this is the finished look.
Okay guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you guys haven't already liked or subscribed to Alyssa's channel, please do so. Okay, bye! Thanks for watching.